What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire, as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. The subject is boxing, and Canelo Alvarez is the story. 4-fight deal he made to be handled over in the Middle East. Big time signing. 4-fight deal. 2 fights this year, 2 fights next year. What's critical about it is we knew that there were discussions going on for Terence Crawford. That fight was supposed to be trying to happen in September, which people been waiting for. Kind of like we've been waiting on the Benavidez fight. But then there was rumors, and maybe more than rumors, that those talks had fizzled out. Maybe it was the money, who knows? But they were saying that the fight was canceled for Terence Crawford. Then Terence Crawford was going to have to find something else to do. Maybe switch up his plan because he's bulking up to get ready. And then maybe he'd have to either stop where he is or lose weight to come down and fight. That's a whole lot. And then there was talk that Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting Canelo, that's the deal Canelo wanted. Let's get to that first off, right off the break. That's not happening as of now. And if it does down the line, cool. Especially if Canelo no longer is fighting real fights. Not to say that Jake Paul's fights aren't real in a sense of it's not the WWE. But at the same time, it's not high level either. And you gotta earn a fight with a top 10 pound for pound fighter, in my opinion. So I'm glad Canelo came to his senses, or maybe he saw people on social media real disappointed in him with the status he's supposed to have. It's one thing to not have made a fight with Benavidez or Crawford, but then to go and fight Jake Paul, that's just not cool and not good for the sport. So that's on postponement. Paul says he's being ducked. Let's be serious. Moving on, we got Terence Crawford. Now that fight is going to happen in September as we hoped. And then there's 3 other fights. Supposedly in May, Canelo's looking to fight the winner, the guy that beat Munguia, who he had already beat. That's supposed to be a tune-up for Crawford. Don't know why he needs a tune-up, considering the fact that he said Crawford was too small, his weight class is for a reason, blah, blah, blah. But nevertheless, he wants a tune-up, they're saying, or he's taking a tune-up. Maybe more so to let Crawford bulk up to make sure it's legit. I'm going to go with that, because it doesn't make sense to me. But I get Canelo wanting to make sure he stays on schedule for Cinco de Mayo weekend in September. So whoever he fights in May, people will watch because they always do. I'll probably check it out too. But what I really want to see is September, him versus Terence Crawford. I'll get to how I think that fight's going to go at another time. But the other 2 fights that are going to happen in 2026, that's critical. Can't wait to see who that turns out to be. I really hope it's David Benavidez. Canelo, I know if Bivol were to come out of the skirmish with him and Benavidez, meaning win in February, win a trilogy, Canelo thinks, okay, I can go back at him. I don't really want to see that, but I think Canelo, maybe at least he's saying that. I don't know if I believe Canelo, considering the fact of how he got taught a boxing lesson the first time. He was too small, and he ain't even fighting Benavidez. But the guys over in the Middle East, they got this thing on lock. Kudos to them for getting this done. Kudos to them for setting it up nicely, because they got Beterbiev and Bivol battling it out, and now they got the cards in their hand because Canelo has this 4-fight deal. So what I want you to pay attention to is after Canelo Crawford, those next 2 fights the next year are critical, because if what happens that I think is going to happen in the Beterbiev Bivol fight, or really regardless, you'll have a winner from them 2, and Benavidez is going to want to fight the winner, but those guys can also try to get Canelo to fight him. So he'll have 2 options, and both will have pressure to fight Benavidez and be willing to make that happen because of the contracts that they got going on, all going on over in Saudi Arabia. Very, very nice to see. I do think the Crawford and Canelo fight's going to be in the States from what I understand, but it's still part of that 4-deal package. We got some good boxing coming up. Can't wait to see. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you're looking for. J Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.